Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, April 25th, and I'm Kiki Thaxter. This week on Norwood News, we hear from this year's winner of Dancing with the Norwood Stars, and the Morrill Memorial Library receives an award. But first, last week, the Norwood Hospital Task Force toured the hospital construction site. Several news outlets also joined the tour, and a brief press conference was held in the front of the building.
I will tell you this much. Most of the hospitals in Massachusetts are absolutely overwhelmed. I mean, I don't think it's lost on anybody, as Frank says, that most people, when they go to a hospital, if they're going through the emergency department, we're literally stacking them up in the hallways. Everybody is waiting for extended periods of time, and care is desperately needed, and people are waiting too long. Nurses are obviously overwhelmed with the situation. There's no question that this hospital needs to reopen, and the best quality of care is delivered in the communities themselves with the people that live and care for their patients and neighbors in their communities. So I think in this time frame, particularly with the hospitals, many of which are antiquated across the state, the opportunity to see a new hospital, one that has new facilities that meet the moment in terms of what we've seen as far as the pandemic and needs. It's not often that this opportunity is before us, and it's here now. I don't think it's a question of whether we open the hospital. It's when and how do we get it done. And it will take leadership to meet the moment. I think everybody that's here is very much totally invested in seeing this happen for this community. I certainly know the nurses are.
We and the people of this region see less of a construction site. It is very much a hospital. A hospital, albeit in need of a provider who will finish the job, a provider who will open the doors back to the hundreds of thousands of citizens and people who live and work, travel through, and visit this region.
Our first responders are continuing to rise to the occasion, but the lack of a hospital is killing our first responders. It can't go on. They need our help, and the community needs our help. So a particular heartfelt thanks to Norwood Fire, Norwood Police, and then more than a dozen agencies that are taking care of people in this region until we get our hospital up and running. Thank you.
Last week, the annual Dancing with the Norwood Stars lit up the Four Points Sheraton as dancers took the stage after months of hard work. NCM caught up with Sean Barnacle, who wowed the crowd and took home the judges' choice and overall winner titles.
It feels great. This is definitely unexpected. I half expected to really be on the dance floor falling, but it was really so fun. The community is great. The atmosphere was electric, and I would recommend anyone do Dancing with the Norwood Stars, give back to this wonderful organization, because this is a very special night for a very special organization, and who knows, maybe you could be the next Dancing with the Norwood Star. Allie, she's been there the whole time. She has dealt with my antics. She's let me take it up a different level every time, even when it's usually not recommended. But we have had fun, we have laughed at every lesson, and then other people supporting me, my family, my wife, my son, my parents, the whole extended Griffin community. It's really just been a special time, and everyone who's given to this wonderful organization, I can't say thank you enough. All the local businesses, this is truly special, and I really appreciate everything that's been happening. Donate if you can, it's never too late. The Circle of Hope always helps the Norwood community in fantastic ways. They keep everything private, and it's just their way of giving back to Norwood, and it's very special. So if you have an extra chance, an extra dollar, $1 can mean the difference for someone who's going through a traumatic event.
Every year, the Orient Lodge of Masons honors a Norwood Teacher of the Year, an exceptional educator chosen from a pool of nominees submitted by peers, parents, and community members. This year's winner will be announced on Friday, May 2nd. Stay tuned to NCM to find out who will be crowned Norwood's 2024 Teacher of the Year. Norwood News will be right back after we check out these phenomenal nominees. Norwood had some incredible people run in the 2025 Boston Marathon this past Monday, and that includes, as always, Matt Brown and Lucas Carr raced on behalf of the Matt Brown Foundation, and also running for the foundation was Sean O'Neill, class of 2012, and Allie Kelleher from the class of 2019. And some of the other NHS alumni who ran were Val Quinlan, class of 2016, Caitlin Brinklow, class of 2016, and Aisling Devaney, class of 2017. And we also had 3 members of the Norwood Police Department run the marathon. Sergeants Tim McDonough and Justin LaRoche were both running it for the 4th time, and this was Sergeant Brendan Sweeney's 2nd time running the best race in New England. And finally, one of the most powerful stories this marathon season, Dew Park from Norwood was tragically struck in a hit and run on his bicycle in the spring of 2024, where he was left with a severe traumatic brain injury. With the help of Spalding Rehabilitation Center, Park not only recovered well and walked again, he ran the 2025 Boston Marathon in an astounding 3 hours, 36 minutes, and 29 seconds. If you're looking for a fast, fresh lunch you can eat on the go, look no further. Let's check out what's on the menu at Fuego on this week's Living Local.
Nestled between Cottage and Vernon Streets on Washington is Fuego, a familiar favorite to those who like a quick, fresh lunch.
Fuego is a Mexican fast food shop. Everything is made here daily. As you can see, our guys are right now cooking. It's our own recipes with a twist of Mexican flavor. So our biggest seller are the burritos because it's quick, easy, fast, easy to eat on the run. So people enjoy the quickness of it. I can just grab it, eat, and go, you know.
Owner Andy Orfanos tells a little bit about how Fuego came to be.
So I've been in the restaurant business all my life. I started off in the pizza business in South Boston. Kind of got tired of it because of long hours, a lot of labor, and it's just too much. But I saw there was a niche, something missing, and I noticed that people wanted Mexican. They wanted something quick, easy, fast, and a little healthier than like your local pizza and all that stuff. So I started working on my own recipes and, you know, like going to different spots and trying their food and seeing what works, what doesn't. And then I made my own little changes where it needed a little more kick on the meat on here, less kick here.
For those looking to try Fuego for the first time, Andy has a recommendation.
So your first time, I always recommend the bowls, just easier to eat. And then you can also like mix and match your meats. So if you're not sure if you want just chicken, you can do half chicken, half steak. So it gives you an opportunity to try a little bit of both in a bowl. So if you don't like one part of it, you're not stuck eating it as a burrito, it's all mixed in together. So we always say try the bowl, see what you like, and then you can do your burrito with what meats you like. You come in and you make it the way you like it. We're never gonna tell you anything. If you ask, we recommend what we know most customers will buy. There's a lot of people like with a steak, they don't know that the salsa verde is the best thing to put on it.
And as far as location goes, Andy loves having Fuego right in the heart of Norwood Center.
It's great. Norwood community supports us. We look forward to supporting them in every aspect. We do a lot of work with the schools for fundraising. So we're here to be part of the community and help the community. Anytime they ask for a fundraiser, any donations, we're there for them.
To learn more about Fuego, visit their website, check them out on social media, or walk right in.
Just give us a shot. Come in, try us. If you don't know what to eat, ask us. We have recommendations. We know what sells and what people have told us they like the best. So we'll always steer you that way. But like I said, a bowl, you can never go wrong because you can mix and match and try everything.
"250 years ago, this past Saturday, brave residents of Norwood marched to Lexington, answering the call to fight for liberty at the dawn of the American Revolution. On Saturday, the Old Parish Preservation Volunteers honored the memory of all those who gave their lives in the fight for freedom.
On behalf of the Old Parish Preservation Board and our dedicated volunteers, we're honored to welcome you here to the Old Parish Cemetery. Established in 1741, it is the oldest historic site in Norwood. This morning we are gathered to remember and honor the brave residents of Norwood who exactly 250 years ago today answered the call to arms. Leaving behind their homes and families, they marched the 40 miles from Norwood to Lexington to face the British at the dawn of the American Revolution.
1 if by land, and 2 if by sea. And I on the opposite shore will be, ready to ride and spread the alarm through every Middlesex village and farm, and for the country folk to be up and to arm. Then he said, good night, and with muffled oar, silently rowed to the Charlestown shore. Meanwhile, his friend, through alley and street, wanders and watches with eager ears, till in the silence around him he hears the muster of men at the barrack door, the sound of arms and the tramp of feet, and the measured tread of the grenadiers marching down to their boats on the shore.
At the time, the King of England was the head of the Church of England. The men who marched from here were willing to challenge their fellow countrymen's relationship with God himself in their quest against tyranny, in their quest for freedom. Everything was laid on the line, and they marched right from here. And many of them lay right here in this cemetery today. And I'd like to think they're looking up, smiling down on us, knowing that America today, that Norwood today, we are still a beautiful, strong, big country. We may have our political discourses and our political differences in America today, but let's not forget that's what led them to march that glorious morning 250 years ago. So thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you to those who came before us, the giants whose shoulders we stand on. Thank you to Old Parish. Thank you.
Now let's throw it over to Ron Marshalsea for the latest in sports.
I'm Ron Marshalsea, and this is your Sports Update. The baseball team lost to Braintree on Wednesday, but looked to snag one when Natick comes to the Balch Field on Friday the 25th at noon. The softball team gets their second win in a row with a massive 18-3 win over Ashland last Thursday. Freshmen were the stars of this one, with Mo Larkey homering twice, getting her first and second career home runs in the process, and Lauren Salvucci got her first varsity start and complete game win. The Mustangs will host Bellingham on the 28th at 4 o'clock, which will be live on the NCM Community Channel and streaming at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. The boys lacrosse team couldn't grab the win against Bellingham, losing a real close game to the Blackhawks. They are at Norton on the 28th at 5 o'clock. The girls lacrosse team had a long break, so they'll be fresh for their Monday matchup with Norton, which will be at home on the 28th at 5:30. Their next game against Bellingham on the 30th will be live on the NCM Community Channel right at 5:30. The boys tennis team lost when they went to Canton last Thursday, but look to grab another win when they go to Norton on May 1st at 4:30. The girls tennis team also lost to Canton last Thursday and also look to take down the Lancers again when Norton comes to Norwood on the 30th at 4 o'clock. The volleyball team will be at Dighton Rehoboth, the first team the Mustangs beat this season, on April 30th at 5 o'clock, and then they host Hopkinton on the 1st at 4:30. Both the boys and girls track teams will look to snag that first win when Hopkinton comes to town on May 1st at 4:45. And in the past week, senior Alex Ukimchik dominated the New England Recruiting Report's Unsigned 2025 event. The TVL Large MVP filled the stat sheet with blocks and made his presence known on the court. The Recruiting Report says he's a name you need to know, and I think anyone who watched Mustang basketball this past season will tell you the exact same thing. And on the girls basketball side, TVL Large All-Star Ava Morad was selected to the Massachusetts Basketball Coaches Association All-Senior Team. Morad was massive for the Mustangs this season, being one of two seniors leading the team to a number 3 seed in the tournament. Congratulations to both of these seniors on hard-fought, well-deserved accolades. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshalsea, and Norwood News will be right back after this break, showcasing the celebration of Jim Schmidt at the Senior Center, who turned 102 years old.
Okay, we're going to celebrate Jim's birthday, even though it was yesterday. Jim made it to 102, which is a very difficult thing to do. And he's going to eat all of the cake. He's going to eat all of the cake except for some of the frosting.
I'll have to share it. I'll have to share it. I can't eat it.
Hold on, one other thing. I just want to say from all of us from the Senior Center, Kerry is not able to be here, but she wants to wish Jim you a happy, happy, special birthday today. Only 102. So we all
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jim. Happy birthday to you. So make sure you get a hug from everybody. From everybody. 102 hugs. That's true. Get another hug.
The Board of Selectmen met this week, and the evening began with an appearance from Chief Bailey of the Norwood Fire Department, providing an update on the department, explaining that the ladder truck is still unavailable and has impacted service.
If you could just talk a little bit about what the impact is of having a ladder truck offline and unavailable, and sort of the trickle down of that and how that affects operations.
Sure. So what we're doing in the interim is we're running a third engine is basically what we're doing. So we still have the capability of using ground ladders, which we train on regularly. So we can, the biggest ground ladder we have is 28 feet, so we can get to the second floor of most residences. Where it really impacts us is with commercial property. And we rely on mutual aid for our ladder truck when we need it. So what ends up happening is that call comes into the station, and if the captain feels that a ladder truck is needed, he just makes the request to Norfolk County. They then in turn dispatch a ladder truck to our scene.
Based on
but it is coming from out of town.
What type of building? You make an assessment of the type of building and then.
So any reported structure fire, whether it's residential or commercial, we're asking for a ladder truck. But on the others, if he feels he needs a ladder truck, depending on the situation, he would request it. So
hopefully
it has impacted our service quite a bit.
Hopefully it comes back soon.
We are hopeful. I pulled it out of where it was a week and a half ago. We've had the best dialogue we've had in a while in the last week. So
it's encouraging.
Hopefully we can get some answers.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Chief Patton of the Norwood Police Department sat alongside Chief Bailey to give an update emphasizing that traffic stops and arrest numbers have gone up in Norwood, and extra traffic enforcement has been needed. He also explained a new 5-year strategic plan to improve the police department. Following that, Superintendent Sam White of the Rec Department gave an update on upcoming events, also emphasizing that they are in need of 6 more lifeguards who must be 16 years or older and receive lifeguard certification. The Hawes Pool construction was delayed briefly to incorrect pouring of the cement on the area of the splash pad. White says that they are hoping to keep the original opening date of June 18th. Lastly, the board was joined by Vavi Films producer Victor Peguero, who requested permission to film a movie for 2 weeks here in Norwood, which the board approved. The board also discussed and approved the annual reappointments for Board of Appeals, Board of Assessors, Fence Viewer, Board of Registrars, and the Economic Development Committee. Selectman Plasko also discussed the LIP draft policy, which was tabled for their next meeting on Tuesday, May 6th. The Recreation Department's annual Easter egg hunt was held at the Norwood High School the Saturday before Easter. Superintendent Sam White talks with NCM about the day.
Hey Norwood, Sam White, Director of the Recreation Department. Today I'm here at Norwood High School where we just had our annual Easter egg hunt. We had a great turnout today, great showing with even better weather. So we were happy to see all of our happy hunters out collecting their eggs, and a visit from the Easter Bunny as well. We hope everyone had a safe and happy Easter weekend.
2 weeks back, in celebration of National Library Week, the Morrill Memorial Library was honored by State Representative John Rogers and Senator Mike Rush for its impact on the local community. Library Director Clayton Cheever shares more.
Recently, Senator Mike Rush and Representative John Rogers came by the library to thank us for our contributions to the community and to celebrate National Library Week. They met with Library Assistant Director Lydia Sampson to let us know all their support. I'm Clayton Cheever. I use he, his pronouns. I'm your library director here at the Morrill Memorial Library. And in these times when at the federal level, library funding has been threatened and directly under attack, it's really nice to know that we have support both here in Norwood and across the Commonwealth. So I just personally want to thank Senators Rush and Representative Rogers for their support and coming out and supporting our community.
This past week, our business manager, Sarah Sullivan, experienced the loss of her beloved father, David Pope. David was a tremendous supporter of NCM, and we were honored to play a small role in connecting him with moments that mattered, watching his grandchildren graduate from Norwood High, cheering on his grandson during baseball games, and enjoying his granddaughter's swim meets from his home in Florida through our NCM stream. Our hearts go out to Sarah and her entire family during this difficult time, and we're holding them close in our thoughts and sending strength and love their way.